better for him. We take him now to Ascot, to Royal Ascot, to Hardwick. That's another target for him.
And do you feel that, given the fact that in the past he's won after a break and not quite gone on, now that you've gelded him and he's behaving himself, that there's much more of a chance that he will go forward?
Well, you know, he has more experience now, and you know, as physically, mentally, he's much better. I think in big races, as mile and a half races, that's our target for him for Group 2 and plus Group 1. Yeah.
Sorry, just a quick word about your classic contenders at Epsom, Itamal and True Story. How are they?
Itamal, she worked yesterday. She worked really well. I was really happy with her. You know, Karen, he rode her. She worked at Bahati for a mile, and she's brilliant. She's ready to go. You know, and she's in good form. And True Story, he's working. He worked last week, and he's going to work tomorrow. This is another piece of work for him. Then both of them are ready. You know, I need to forget what happened at York when we ran there, but I believe he was much better than that. Yeah.
Before the York race with True Story, he seemed to be the most credible challenger to Australia, judging by his performance at Newmarket and the belief around him. That belief is very much still intact?
Well, I believe when he was 2 years old, I like him. I think this year, this horse, he's much better horse. And exactly when he won in Newmarket, he won really well. I think mile and a half, good ground, the key for him, good ground, it will be perfect for him. Karen, he rode him many times. And Epsom, I think there is no problem for him. Then we're looking just for luck.
It's been quite a while since you've gone to Epsom with two live candidates for the Derby and Oaks. So how is it for you this year going with those two horses?
Well, we have Ihtimal and True Story, both of them. You know, the improving horse, they are tough horses. She won the Guineas and the Oaks in Dubai, third in the Guineas. You know, she's tough, big heart. She tried always really hard. I think Malan will be fine for her. True Story, he's a tough horse, you know, and now he's back from last race in good form. We're looking for the best result.
Wish you all the best. Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you, sir.
And also just to say, Kieran Fallon said that it was a false patch of ground that Shahrastan encountered when he took that false step early in the race. Right, this 8:20, good lineup, 5 3-year-olds, all with potential to be fairly smart.
Yes, there's a tactical thing here. There's none of them are proven or regular front runners, and so we're probably going to get one of those dawdling turning to a sprint races, but really isn't ideal. But yes, it's a good field, and you know there are only 5 of them, but they've all got some pretensions. Not even Nono Giulio, although he appeared not to run particularly well at Epsom, it was his sort of first run in this country, and although he finished last, I think it was a truly run race. Marzocco has upheld the form, certainly, with a good effort at Goodwood since.
Okay, I thought Master Carpenter was the horse that achieved most of all the runners, given the form that you highlighted in the pre-parading. Would that be a fair assessment?
Well, the Greenham run over 7 furlongs has worked out really well. It's a kind of what you might call a Goldilocks horse. You know, he's run over 7 furlongs, so they put him up to a mile and a quarter. Is that too far? Comes back to a mile. It could be ideal. I mean, he ran on strongly up the hill behind Western Him over 10 furlongs in the Derby trial here, so I think he probably would get 10 furlongs fine, but I suppose it's a lack of opportunity more than anything else. It is not a drop in class, but he ran into a decent one of the Godolphins last time, didn't he, at Newmarket, and he acts on any ground. He's very versatile. I just feel that he'll probably finish 2nd or 3rd again.
There's no doubt that Indy looked very exciting at Doncaster last November. He
did, and Penny Drops, the filly he beat, has been running well, and she's rated in the 90s. He'd have looked quite well handicapped off 95, I think. They've chosen to go up to a mile. It's slightly experimental, I presume. First run for them. She's proven on soft ground. He looked talented, but you know, we haven't seen him for 201 days, and a few questions to answer, whereas End of Line is absolutely solid.
Okay, Patentar is the last one coming forward for the listed Heron Stakes. Here's Hunty.
Yeah, another tremendous little race, Wishy, isn't it? Best of luck. All in. Patentar safely away. And they're off. They race away over the 1 mile trip for the Cantor Fitzgerald Corporate Finance, Heron Stakes, and Master Carpenter, the slowest one out of the gates and is the early back marker. The pace being set here by Nono Julio, who takes the field wide down the back straight. They all stay off that inside running rail. Indy is in second place. Patontar is on the outside of End of Line, who shows up a close fourth in the back marker. The consistent Master Carpenter as they continue the race now to the bottom bend and about to swing back towards home. Staying very wide indeed here. It's William Buick who takes them wide on Nono Julio, and he's right under the trees. He'll be on platform 2 at Esher Station if he doesn't correct himself shortly. In second place is Indy, going the shortest way now. That's very interesting that nipping up on the inside was Master Carpenter. Ryan Moore decided enough was enough of this wide racing business, and he nipped sharply across to the inside. That will mean when he takes the turn, he saved himself some ground. And now as the home straight unfolds in front of them, Master Carpenter now eases across stand side and has got himself the lead. He's together with Nono Julio, who's chased along on the near side running rail. Patontar is ridden along. Indy's on their outside, still going okay. And End of Line, the back marker, carrying his head slightly awkwardly, trying to stay with them as this dash for home continues. Less than 2 furlongs left to go. Master Carpenter under Ryan Moore out in front here from Indy. Nono Julio's been shaken off. End of Line struggling to make any sort of impression. Patontar is last inside the final furlong. Master Carpenter's coming clear now. Master Carpenter, tough and consistent with plenty of ability, but tonight was given a fabulous ride as well. Ryan Moore and Master Carpenter win the Heron Stakes by a long way, 7 or 8 lengths clear at the line. Indy in second place. In third was End of Line. Nono Julio next, and then Patontar.
Well, he was third to Kingman and Night of Thunder in the Greenham. He was third to Western in the Classic Trial. He was second to Pinzola in the Listed Race. But finally, in the rain, he has his moment in the sun, Master Carpenter.
And a third winner of the day for Rod Millman. A really deserved win for a tough and consistent and game horse. He missed the break today, but Ryan Moore was decisive. He knew what he wanted to do. He saved ground on the home turn. That might have made the difference between a victory and this very easy victory. But he went right away from Indy and End of Line, who looked pretty difficult. He just wouldn't put his head down, and he's stargazing until it was too late. And it's good to see a good, tough, hearty horse come and win a race like this. And he's been on, he was an early 2-year-old last year and presumably not thought of as anything special, but he really has kept the upward curve going. And well done to Rod Millman. And a feather in the cap of Western Him, who was another of the horses to work this morning at Epsom and did things very nicely. He looked a bit awkward when he won here, but he did things in a much more straightforward way in his work. But as you see, Master Carpenter did miss the break, but it made no difference.
Nono Julio is out in front at the moment. Behind him, Indy, who's got a seemingly pronounced knee action. Clearly this ground is in his favour. Behind him, Patontar, who disappointed, faded away at the end of the race. End of Line behind. And then, as the race starts to progress, the front four stay where they are, and Ryan Moore moves over to the inside rail.
It does. Well, actually, Nono Julio comes right across nearly under the trees on the wide outside. He's sometimes it's much firmer under there, but he's covering an awful lot more ground than Master Carpenter, who slipped round on the inner. The other three stayed middle and then came across with Nono Julio to the outside of the track, and Ryan Moore tracks across from the rails to come where he finishes up. He was quite keen on the underneath the stands rail in the first 2 races, but maybe he's decided that's not the place to be now, and